Hi, my name is Diane, and I'm so excited to be leading the world famous Shipper Organizational Assessment Team. As you know, this is the first time our company has done an organizational assessment, and you may be asking why, after our wonderful year last year, we are doing an organizational assessment. Although our company did have an outstanding year, our leaders would like to take our company to the next level. To help us improve our decision-making process, gain a better understanding of our commitment to core values, and provide a benchmark for our future growth. This will not be a project that we start and abandon halfway through. We're incredibly fortunate that our leaders are fully committed to this process and have provided us with the long-term tools we'll need to get an honest assessment of our organization. First, let me give you a little bit of background on what an organizational assessment is. Essentially, it's an examination of all the various facets of our organization to determine how we're currently doing, what our goals and expectations are for the future. The assessment allows us to determine the best approach for reaching our goals and provides a way for us to measure those goals and our progress. One way we'll do this is by evaluating our enabling environment. The enabling environment includes areas such as administration, technology, our culture, political and economic factors, as well as our stakeholders. Evaluating each of these areas not only helps us understand how these areas influence our organization's values, character, and performance, but it also shows us how we can be more efficient and effective in our work. The organizational assessment also helps us evaluate our organizational capacity. This is done by assessing our strengths and weaknesses in regards to strategic leadership, strategic planning, financial management, our organizational structure, human resources, and program and process management. In order to determine where we are and where we need to be, we'll also need to review our organization's motivation, which means we'll be looking at our history, our mission, the culture, and our reward system. As we examine these areas, we will be able to determine if we are fulfilling our mission by answering these questions. Are we meeting client expectations and providing the needed services? Is world famous Shippers still relevant and financially sound? Are there issues on the horizon in our internal or external environment that we need to prepare for? I'd like to take a second and make it very clear that we are absolutely not just looking for areas where we're doing poorly or we may be failing. It is not our goal to seek out every bad situation our organization has ever experienced. We are also looking for the things that we do really well, areas where we succeed, so we can continue to build and capitalize on those achievements. It's very important that we take an honest look at our organization, the bad and the good. After much consideration, we've decided to use the Good to Great assessment diagnostic by Jim Collins. We opted to use this method since our founder and his vision have been the driving force behind the company, and this model has a big focus on leadership. The assessment also focuses on culture, personnel, sustainability, a commitment to core values, and whether or not we're willing to view ideas and situations with flexibility and honesty. The other advantage to this assessment is it allows us to get input from outside the organization. So we'll get an idea of our shareholders and the community values. The assessment utilizes trend scores, which will allow us to see our progress. Ultimately, this assessment concentrates on how good companies make the jump to greatness. Doesn't that sound like us and where we want to be? So why is an organizational assessment important, especially when we had such a good year last year? Well, don't we want to have great years in the future? The assessment gives us the opportunity to take an in-depth look at our organization to establish what areas are operating well and where we can make improvements. It also allows us to obtain feedback from stakeholders, both in and outside of our organization, on how we can improve. But more importantly, it gives us the ability to prioritize any changes that need to be made, while also providing us with a benchmark from where we can gauge our growth. Having all of this in-depth knowledge will help world-famous shippers remain relevant and competitive in this ever-changing industry. Some of you may be asking what this means to you. Why should we participate? Why does it matter? Well, when our organization is functioning at the highest level of efficiency and is successful, it means we, as employees, have less stress, a better work-life balance, because being effective in our positions means we accomplish more in less time. We also have additional opportunities that will come our way, and therefore we make more money, which allows us to better take care of our families, and we're part of an organization we can all be proud of. I'd call that a win-win. I hope you'll join me as we go down this path of organizational assessment. Thank you.